everybody.
Hey, Mount Airy.
Hey, Mount Airy.
Hey, we have Alice with us today, joining us live. She is with Alice's Agra, Maryland. She is a board member for the Mount Airy Main Street Association, and she's our farmers market master, and she's been so for a long time, and it's growing, it's grown, and we're here to talk all about it. Thanks for joining us.
Thank you for having me.
So the farmers market starts back up in 1 week. What are you working on now? Are you stressing? Are you done? What's happening?
I'm so not stressed. I'm so used to the market, but it changes every year. I am working on flyers to distribute. So we have some new vendors this year.
Great, tell us about them.
So we're kind of going quackers. So we have a new vendor out of Mount Airy on the Frederick County side. And so that is Libertas Estates Maryland Duck Company. They are selling duck meat and duck eggs, and they will be sampling Libertas Estates wines. You can order the wines for delivery. So we will have them at the market. Duck is featured. So they have found out through a couple other markets that duck really sells, and it's a niche market as well. So with that, we have a few other new vendors. Chestnut Hill Farm, they're out of Smithsburg. Their farm address is actually in Washington County, but it's right on the line. So the families live on the farm on the Frederick County side. So we're featuring Frederick County there. And then DC Dills, they are a Carroll County resident now, and they will be selling pickles, krauts, and ferments. And then we have a couple new bakers. So Harvest Moon Bakehouse is out of Frederick County, out of the Urbana area, and they'll be doing breads, pies, pastries. Cinnamon rolls is what he really wanted to highlight, and then cakes and cookies. And Bold Love Bakery, they will be selling their leavened breads, which is basically sourdough breads with pastries and homemade, homegrown. They are a farm in the Mount Airy, Frederick County side, and they are using their homegrown fruits and vegetables and locally sourced ingredients. But they will be selling bags of locally roasted whole bean and ground coffees, and that is actually from Dublin Roasters. They've partnered with Dublin to sell both bags of what they're calling the Bold Love Blend. Okay. So I'm going to change the website to reflect that it is Dublin Roasters coffee.
Can I pause you for 1 second? Because you mentioned coffee, and you know I am the market coffee addict. Didn't Dublin Roasters used to be part of our market?
Yes, they started in the market, I believe, in 2007 when the market started. And when I approached Serena Roy, the owner of Dublin Roasters, about the partnership with Bold Love Bakery, they actually were gung-ho about it. And she says, I started there. I would love to participate, but I have this booming business here in Frederick, and but I'm willing to partner. So Bold Love really wanted to do it as well. They are very interested in the market, and they exuberate. I don't know if that's the word.
They just have the best energy. When they came
they-
to the orientation, they are a
They
lovely
do.
couple. They're going to bring such a good energy to the entire market. I can't wait
believe
to see
so.
their bread.
Yes, yes. So they're in a couple other markets, but they love the love that we showed them by doing the orientation for the vendors as well.
That's so neat. I'm so glad that Dublin kind of grew from our market to this big, impactful business within Frederick. And now they're coming back to some of their roots. So that's really exciting. Thank you, Alice, for going that extra mile to get them at our market again.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I'm thrilled with that. And we're going to be selling the liquid form of the coffee. We'll sell hot coffee and iced coffee at the market table, at the MAMSA table. And all proceeds from that will go back to the market.
Oh, that's such a great fundraiser. So you're going to get money from me every week now as a donation.
All right. So it's also on our website, on MAMSA's website, so that if somebody wanted to order, they can order coffee, the liquid form. And but I will have the ability for you to pay cash or credit at the market. So
speaking of, just a quick question, just jumping in here. A lot of people I've heard say, oh, I don't have any cash, I don't want to come to the market. And how many vendors accept only cash, or are all of them credit cards now, or do you know?
I believe all of them accept the credit cards or debit cards. There used to be one that didn't, because she didn't use the technology, but I believe all of them do have that capability. Some of our crafters may not. So just keep in mind that the craft, the farms, all the regular vendors or the longtime vendors will have the credit card use.
That's good. And we do actually downtown have a ATM in Upper Deck restaurant. Yeah.
Okay.
So that's there, but
and they're open during the market, so that's perfect. So Ashley, did you want to go down the list?
We can. We have 5 Points Farm, which everyone knows and loves. They're one of our anchors. I know they're going to be bringing lots of stuff. I hope this year they bring a little more plants. If you haven't followed them online, when the season was over, I've been watching their farm market, and they've been adding a lot of house plants, which is exciting. Chestnut Hill Farm, which I think you mentioned. We have Riverside Microgreens. How many years has Riverside been at the market now, Alice?
This is their second year.
Okay. I knew we'd had them in the past. Whispering Breeze Farm, which is well loved in town. They were part of Hipsley, and they've also been part of the market. And it looks like they're going to have creamline milk. Do we know if we'll get that this season?
We will get that this season. They're on their last inspection. They're just waiting for a thermometer. So so before their final inspection, and as soon as that thermometer is installed, they will be inspected within that week, and then producing their creamline milk.
I feel like I should know the answer to this, Alice, but what is creamline milk?
So creamline milk is where they haven't taken the cream they haven't homogenized it, they haven't mixed it so that the cream's created in the milk. So whole milk, the cream's there, but it's homogenized. So creamline is where you see the cream separation between the milk and the cream. So you'll see that. So
you have to shake it to enjoy it, or do you steal the cream so no one gets it?
You should always mix it. But there, on the other hand, if you wanted the cream part of it for your coffee, it will rise to the top.
Mm.
So anyhow, that's what cream line milk is, that they haven't homogenized it, so it's whole. Um, so if you go to South Mountain Creamery or others, you will see that cream lime milk. Or if you go down to Woodbourne Creamery in Mount Airy, you will see the cream lime milk there
Oh,
as
that's
well.
exciting. So when
Yeah.
that comes to market, I will personally buy a container of it and donate it to the Mamsa table for coffee that day, so we can all try it in our coffee.
Yeah, we will be sampling. Yes, yes, sampling it.
Is sampling, yes.
Sampling.
Maryland Duck Co., which I know, Alice, you and I, and you'd mentioned them previous. We actually did a visit to their farm. It's absolutely gorgeous. So many ducks. I mean, just literally running of the ducks. It was really a cool experience to see them out in the pasture, just doing their own thing. And good wine. We sampled a few of their, I think, two different types that they had ready, and hopefully they'll have more for our market. So that's exciting. Walker Honey Company, which I think, isn't that a newer one?
They joined the market mid-season last year, and they're located on the Howard County side of Mount Airy, but in the Mount Airy zip code. So they are local, and they're happy to be included and very community oriented. So I look forward to having Walker Honey Company and Debbie and Nick, it's Nick's project, but Debbie is his mom, and she comes with him and sets up the market tent. So wonderful people.
I love how so many of these vendors are really family run businesses. When they come, you get to meet the whole family. So that's another benefit I feel to these farmers markets. You get to connect directly with the farmers and the whole process. So that's awesome. I'm glad they'll be joining us. DC Dills, which we've had out for festivals and different things in the past. And I'm so glad that we're stealing them from DC. Hopefully they will love Mount Airy and never have to go back down to 70. I'm sure that they'll enjoy that with gas prices this year.
Yes.
Twin Valley Distillery, which I think we've had in the past, and I think you mentioned. And then, of course, our two new bakers.
Second year, yeah, and the two new bakers, yeah.
Yep.
So,
is there anyone from the guests, because I didn't pull down your guest vendors, that you would just like to highlight? I know that's kind of changing and adapting as the season goes on, but any kind of teaser you want to give us for special guests?
So, so we have some of the same ones that we've had before returning, like Punk's Orchard, Linganore Wine Cellars, Urban Winery. But we have the Book Club Cafe, which will open later this year, hopefully, and The Last Word. And so they're going to be doing a sampling of what they will have in the cafe. So picture a Borders or Barnes and Noble cafe, and that's basically what they'll have. So they'll have cupcakes, muffins, cookies, scones, Rice Krispie treats, brownies, brewed coffee and tea, and packaged coffee and teas. So they will be at the market on June 8th, July 6th, August 3rd, and September 7th. And then returning also is Happy Bee Herbal Products. They're out of Mount Airy, the Carroll County side. And Jen does herbal products, tinctures, soaps, salves, bath and body products, and organic herbs. And within that, we should mention that Single Barrel Soaps, which has been at the market just about every year, might have kept out of, she might have not returned one season, but she is returning on July 13th and August 10th, and maybe a couple of other dates. So she uses local products. She has used miscellaneous distilleries, distilled products, as well as locally grown or locally harvested produced honey. And herbs from her garden as well. So just keep in mind, all of these people are local and use local products as well when they are producing.
Now, on the farmers market website, when you have these lovely guests, are we linking to where if someone say they're in Mount Airy and they come once a month, can folks still go to their farm stands or websites via our website to
Right.
order or see them otherwise?
Right. So just like the
Okay.
full-time vendors you have on the screen, where it's underlined, it is linked. There are a few that don't have websites or Facebook pages, so they are not, they're not underlined or linked. So Carol's Corner doesn't have a Facebook page, or Happy Bee Herbal Products doesn't have a Facebook presence. So they're not linked, but everybody else is linked.
So that way, if you want to stay in contact with them around the market season, you can. That's awesome.
Right.
You're such a good resource to connect the farmers with folks.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Alice, do you have a email list that you're collecting to send out to folks or for your blogs, your weekly blogs?
Yeah, so we do, and if you want to become part of the email list, you could go to the farmers market website, mountairymainstreet.org, and sign up. But the better way to do it would be to go to the MAMSA website, Mount Airy did I say that right? mountairymainstreet.org. The farmers market website is Mount Airy Main Street farmersmarket.org. So go to mountairymainstreet.org to the contact page and just sign up to get notifications.
You know, each week I always look forward to your recipe that you put together.
Yeah, so I just try to choose a recipe that is seasonal, as well as highlight some of the farmers market products. So I have a whole bunch of duck recipes on hand that I can include. So and microgreens, last year I developed a notebook for Riverside microgreens so he could have them on his table. So that was much, excuse me.
I see a future project for a Mount Airy Farmers Market
Cookbook.
recipe book, cookbook.
Yes,
Yeah,
I love that.
I don't know, just something to think about.
Yeah, we do have recipes on the site, including one that Ashley had created years ago. So I've included that on the site.
I didn't even remember that. I'm gonna have to go back and look what recipe.
Yeah, Martha Stewart's to others, trying to connect whatever people are doing, like Pioneer Women. I include as well. So
Awesome.
yeah, and with that, this Mount Airy Sustainable Commission will be doing some canning demos, I believe.
Yep.
Correct?
So the last Wednesday of June, which is the 29th, we will be holding our first of hopefully a handful of canning demonstrations. So with sustainability, we're all about growing local and preserving that so you have it for your winter months or throughout the year. And a major way to preserve is canning. It's not a dying art. It's something that's been on trend and also has just kept going for generations now. My family, my mom canned, she taught me, and I've been an avid canner since I was in my 20s. I've had a lot of people request, how to get started. So for our first demonstration, we're going to do how to can tomatoes, which is really exciting. It's something that pretty much anyone can get into canning. We've already talked to some of the producers at the market, so they know that we'll be doing it that week. we're going to try to have something where they have boxes of tomatoes, so you can get your tomatoes right at the market and then you can take them home to can them. I will have a syllabus that will tell you all the main supplies that you would need to get started. And then I'm going to physically walk through doing a batch of tomatoes from the market stand all the way to the jar during the farmer's market. So look for a sign up for that. If there's a suggestion or something that someone would really like to know how to can, you can reach out and we can see if we can incorporate that in those demos. But it'll be the last Wednesday of June for the first, and then the last Wednesday of each month of the market, sustainability will be out with a table and highlighting some of their projects in town. We'll also be having the free composters that we were giving out last year. We'll be returning. We have a half a pallet left. So we will have free composters available to those that stop by our table while supplies last. So that's just some fun stuff added to the market. I'm really excited about the canning tomato demo.
I am too, and I grew up canning too. We went and we got our bushels of tomatoes, and I raised my kids with canning strawberry jam every season, where I would make it like and give it away like somebody would Christmas candy.
Yep.
So I was up to 72 jars of just making it and giving it away. So my daughters carried on that tradition. And then we have the Master Gardeners out the third Wednesdays of June, July, and August. So they will be there for your gardening advice and giving demos and having seed packets for your local region, seeds that would work in your local region. So come on the third Wednesdays, which is June 15th, July 20th, and August 17th. So we will have some other events highlighted. We have National Dairy Month, which is in June. So hopefully Whispering Breeze Farm will have their cream line milk for that. And we'll highlight that, I believe, on June 22nd will be our National Dairy Month celebration. We also have Maryland Buy Local Week, where we challenge people to buy local, either from your local farmer's market or a local farm, or a local product. So if your product's in a local grocery store, then you're buying local. So the local product is. So that celebration will coincide with Mount Airy Sustainability Commission's demos, so we can partner with them to do that. Also in August, there's National Farmers Market Week, and on August 10th, we'll be celebrating National Farmers Market Week. Come out and enjoy our celebration there. And remember, August, September is back to school. So when we are going to be celebrating the back to school will be August 24th, I believe. So right before school begins. So you'll find a lot of information about snacks that you should pack for your kids' lunch, and what is more nutritional than other snacks. Like you might pack the local bread or the local pastry instead of buying a Twinkie. So just keep in mind that buy local. So we also have music at the market. We promote local musicians. All of our music is public domain or they are originals. So we have Celtic music, we have Appalachian, old time bluegrass, we have ragtime, we have just a whole lot of music that that will be at the market from 4 to 6 p.m. So our musicians are Karen and Otis from Three for All. They will do some ragtime and old time Americana. And then Sarah, I always pronounce this wrong, Tal Horsfall. She runs a song circle that she used to do in Mount Airy. So she'll do classical guitar and with some classical and I don't know if it's Baroque, but some, some older classical music, maybe some Mozart. And then you have Darla Jean and Friends, or Darla Jean and the Something or Others. So they do the old time bluegrass and folk. And then Joanne Murphy, she plays fiddle, and Hammer Dosmer. So she's the one that will be doing the Appalachian and Celtic music. And then Stephen Gelman, he's the 5th Wednesdays of the month. He will be doing his own originals. He's nationally known in the folk music world and lives in Frederick County. And he will be certainly doing some really great music. And Ashley says he's like Pavarotti. So yeah, he doesn't need a mic. He loves music and he loves performing, and has performed several times in downtown Mount Airy at the market and at our Wine and Cheese, which I wanted to bring up. Wine and Cheese is this year on Main Street on August 18th. And we are promoting our local wines and local cheeses, as well as some farm fresh fruits and vegetables. So that'll be on August 18th in downtown Mount Airy from 6 to 8 p.m. The tickets will be sold online soon. And so just keep in mind to buy local, eat fresh, and drink local wines at the market, or at the Wine and Cheese. A couple of our restaurants will be involved in promoting that. That's where you can drink the local wines. The Linganore Urban Winery and Libertas Estates will be selling their bottled wine and sampling. So
that's one of my favorite events on Main Street. It's so nice.
Yeah, so this is the 2nd year in the row. You will also get a Mamsa wine glass with the purchase of the ticket and the armband to be able to sample the wines along Main Street. It's an open event to the public, but just to be able to control the crowd, we will be selling tickets for that event with the wine glass that you'll get.
That sounds
I should
lovely.
have had a wine glass out here so you could see it. So,
Can I put coffee in my wine glass? So you're going to have Dublin Roasters that day too.
I could do that.
Yeah,
I could definitely have some Dublin Roasters coffee for you. So for those
well,
who
is there
don't want to
anything
drink
else as we look at the market that you think we need to highlight? I mean, I'm sure we're going to have you back on for a market update, but it's so exciting that it's coming back. I can't believe summer's already here.
Yeah, and it's the 7th year in a row that it was renewed. We've made it through the pandemic, and hopefully we'll keep on making it through all those waves of the new variants. So crossing all of our fingers and toes.
And something I just want to add, there's a nicely paved parking spaces and parking lot for the market.
Yes.
So that's exciting. And actually the Mount Airy Senior Task Support Group has their own Facebook page, and they have put together a free shuttle service for seniors. And the pickup locations are the Mount Airy Senior Center and Lorien. I believe it is a free service thanks to
Yes.
sponsorships. So that's very new this year, and they're working on that. So I don't know if
Yeah.
there's anything else to share about them.
Alice, won't they have their own section at the market too for check-in for seniors? So if there's anything that like a promotion or otherwise, they can go
They
to
will-
that area.
Yes, so their drop-off location at the market will be between Jessica's and Patapsco Bikes, pretty much in front of Patapsco Bikes loading dock. And so they'll come in and they'll drop off. So they'll be there for a couple minutes dropping off folks and loading folks, seniors mainly, into the bus. And then they'll make the circuit. So we believe there will be as many as 40 seniors throughout the market day. They will start, they'll leave they'll start with the route from the senior center and from Lorien at around 3:15. They'll wait until the bus gets loaded, and then they'll bring them down. So they'll do the loop until about 6:30, and then they'll go back to complete the circuit.
I love that.
Yeah, and they will be doing some demonstrations. I had a list of the demos, but I haven't, I need to look at their site to see that. If we have space at the market, we might give them the tent at the market to do the demos. Otherwise, they'll be doing their demonstrations. They should have seating. We need to provide them some folding chairs. For seating, for waiting for the bus for the seniors. And we will have team volunteers out who will help with carrying the packages of locally grown products, locally grown and produced products to the bus embark, whatever you call that, bus location, bus depot, we'll call it. Location. Mass bus depot location.
Where
So-
would you say the best place to park would be this year? Because I know a lot of folks used to park in the bank parking lot, and right now it's under construction.
Right. So the best place to park currently is up in the upper lot or on Main Street. We will have a few spaces, but I'm thinking there's only going to be about four spaces plus two of the handicap spaces at the market. So the best place is the upper lot of the municipal lot, off of Center Street and Cross Street, and then along Main Street. When we do get the ability to use the bank parking lot, we have an agreement that we can do that through liquidity. But as Melissa said, it is under construction, so they can open soon. So we want to see them open.
We do want to see them open. And another thing I was thinking about is if it is within your means, folks can walk from Prospect Park. There's some parking there, and they can walk up the hill to the market, which isn't too
yeah.
far.
So it might be the first couple weeks of the market. I'm hoping that's only the first couple weeks of the market that we have a parking issue. There is parking downtown, and for the most part, the downtown merchants and business owners invite you to enjoy the market and use discretion where you're parking. So
Cool. Yeah, that's
Okay.
important. That's a big one.
yeah,
Folks need to
use
know.
discretion. Be a good community member. Don't park in handicap spots if you're not
Right.
if you don't have the placard. And just be a good community member.
Something I feel like I should also mention with the rail yard, because I noticed this over the years, and last year I saw it a couple times. Folks try to go the wrong way in the rail yard. It is actually a one-way road. So you pull in by the pharmacy and the train depot, and it's a big circle that goes back out on the backside of the train station. When it's a really full market season and everyone's parked up there, if you try to exit the wrong way, it can cause serious headaches, and it can also be a pedestrian nightmare. So I just ask folks, if you're coming down, just keep that in mind. It's a one-way road. Just come in by the train depot, circle around slowly, and you can pull right back out on the other side.
Yeah. And we will be out there watching the traffic. And we have been out there. I've been almost run over by people who don't realize that that it is one way, or they try to drive through the market if they see an opening. So we don't encourage people to stop and look. You need to keep on moving.
Agreed.
So we had a few comments on our Facebook. Folks are watching on Facebook Live. I just want to bring attention to Doris Tabler-Bujanowski. Hey, Doris, if you're still watching. Back to our conversation about cream-lined milk. She said that's the type she grew up with on the farm. Her mom skimmed the cream off the top to make butter.
Yeah, she is. She's a relative of a really good friend of mine. So, thank you, Doris.
And we have Billy Devers watching. He is one of the owners of Liquidity. Hey, Billy. Liquidity Ale Works. Let me finish what your name is. And he's saying hopefully construction will be done at the brewery in July sometime. Fingers crossed for that. And JD, Lynn Kelly. JD is a baker. She has asked if you have her as a guest vendor.
Yes, I haven't put you in as a guest vendor yet because you and I need to agree on dates, but
okay.
You will be accepted, and we have some dates available in late August and September.
Great.
Something else that we forgot to mention that's coming up right on our heels is June 1st, in conjunction with the farmers market, we're having a car seat safety checkup. Sherry Cates from State Farms has done this for the market for years. So June 1st in the municipal lot, we will be having a car seat checkup, and that's kind of in conjunction with the farmers market.
Yes, and they'll be in the first 10 spaces along Park Avenue side.
4 to 6:30, and that's in conjunctions with the Streets and Roads Commission, Sherry Cate of State Farm, and Safe Kids for Carroll County. So if you need to have those car seats checked, you can come to the municipal lot between 4 and 6:30. They'll queue you up in a line, and there'll be some folks there to kind of walk you through and make sure it's set up properly.
Yes.
Yeah, I would say even if you don't need it done, if you have it done, just swing by and make sure everything's good to go.
Yeah.
Why not?
So I just wanted to mention too that with our wine and cheese on Main Street, besides the wines, and it'll be in August. So Billy Devers should be open with Liquidity, and they will be included for tastings as well as miscellaneous distilleries. So they will be included for tastings and selling their bottled products.
Very excited. Micro distillery and a microbrewery, and maybe one day we'll have the micro roaster. I don't know the technical definitions of micro, but I shouldn't use it so much. But very, very exciting for Mount Airy. We're so lucky to have these businesses coming to town now.
Yeah.
And Alice, thank you for everything, putting together this wonderful market again. You had said 7 years since bringing it back. Is that how long you've been with us in the market?
Since 2016, I started out helping Ellie Bondi, who was the MAMSA president and market master at that time. And there was a health issue in her family, so she had to step back and help with that. And I just merged in to help make sure things worked. So basically since 2016,
Okay.
I've
Wow.
helped run the market or run the market
It's hard to
with the
believe
help of my friends.
Yeah.
So I can't do it alone.
Well,
No
you're doing one
woman's
heck
an
of a
Alice.
job. Good job.
So we have a need for volunteers. We have the team volunteers while they're available, and amazing volunteer that grew out of Furnace Hills Coffee, Kelly Sigmund. So she'll be helping at the market for setup, but we need some volunteers for setup from about 12:30 to 1 o'clock until 3 o'clock until the market runs.
Okay.
So, okay, the market runs Wednesdays 3 to 7 p.m. September 1st, I'm sorry, June 1st through September 28th. And just come on out if you need to see what we have. Check out our website, Mount Airy Main Street farmersmarket.org, and click on this week at the market. We will be sending out emails from the MAMSA site, as well as posting on Facebook. There will be a lot of promotion included with market, and we encourage people to shop and buy local on Main Street. So visit downtown Mount Airy, make it memorable on Main Street, shop, dine, tour, and enjoy.
Love it. Thank you, Alice, so much. And we definitely will have you back on as the summer progresses so you can give us an update on the market.
Okay, thank you so much. You take
Good
care.
to see you. Bye-bye.
Bye. So many fun things coming to town. Now we get to town updates. First, this weekend, as part of the Kids to Park campaign by the National Park Trust, the town of Mount Airy will host a scavenger hunt event this weekend on May 28th and 29th. Participants can stop by the Caboose on Main Street between noon and 4 on Saturday or Sunday and pick up a scavenger hunt sheet. Nancy Hernandez, who is part of our team, will be hosting you at the Caboose for those. And folks can visit any of the parks that they want at their own speed. This is an all ages scavenger hunt. And we might have some fun things in the Caboose for you to pick up as prizes or participation teasers, I guess. I don't know a better way to put it, but stop by the Caboose, get your scavenger hunt sheet, get out into our parks, explore and enjoy. Summer is coming.
Here's a look at the scavenger hunt, a quick sneak peek on my picture there. And also just a reminder, the Historical Society, the Mount Airy Museum, is also open across from the Caboose on Main Street from 12 to 4 Saturdays and Sundays.
Awesome. They change out their exhibits all the time. So if you've been in, make sure you check it out again. My slides are going too fast. Active development projects. This is a site on our website that you can go check out at any time. And it won't show the slide for us. Here we go. Basically, you can go to our website, mountairy.md.gov, and you can click on our slider on the homepage, and any of our active development projects are highlighted there for you to get information on. This is always on our website and updated pretty much consistently
regularly
every week.
Yeah, just to highlight, Thursday, June 2nd, that's next week, is the only big thing we have right now on that website for the Beck property. There's a joint work session with the Planning Commission and the Town Council, and it's going to be held at the Mount Airy Volunteer Carnival Grounds, their reception hall, and that is from 7 to 9 p.m. It's open to the public. Folks can come starting at 6:30, but they are not accepting public comment. It's just a workshop.
We also have yard waste pickup dates for June set right now for June 11th and June 25th. If you have any questions about that, feel free to reach out to Town Hall, but yard waste pickup is June 11th and 25th. Reminder, the operation of ATVs or dirt bikes or four-wheelers or three-wheelers or anything that is not registered for our roads and highways are not allowed on public land or in town roads. We've had an issue already going into summer with having dirt bikers and ATVs both in our roads and in our parks. So we ask if you have kids with these, or if you're a kid at heart and you have one of these, because they are a lot of fun, please refrain from driving or riding in our parks or on our public roads. You are breaking the law, and I would hate for anyone to have to get a ticket.
I was waiting for you to say one-wheelers. You had all what motorized unicycles are out there? Anybody?
Hey, you're a unicyclist. It could happen. And as mentioned earlier, we have our composters will be back at the farmers market on June 29th. So if you are interested in picking up a free composter from the Sustainability Commission, please stop by our table. We have about 50 of those left. So when they are gone, they are gone. So it's while supplies last. Also wanted to make everyone aware, this was posted on social media last week about a Summerfest in Wildwood Park. After close review by town staff and reaching out to the coordinators of the event, we are concerned that this is a possible scam. So we want to let the public know that there is not a festival or Summerfest for that day in Wildwood Park. There is a concert that the town is hosting as part of our Wildwood concerts. But we have no vendor needed. We have no connection with this group. And so if you have been in contact with them, we advise that you take caution before you pay for vendor fees or anything else.
Good catch on that one.
And then you had mentioned the Beck Property Joint Work Session. So this will also be broadcasted live on local channel 23 and can be viewed at carrollmediacenter.org. If you have any questions, comments, concerns, or otherwise, please feel free to reach out to Town Hall. And you had brought up the Mount Airy Senior Task Force or Task Support. They do have a newsletter. It's available online. If you would like any more information, they have a phone number, 301-703-1428 that you can reach out to them. And they also have email. They're coming together with these nice newsletters and different services for seniors. So please check that out if you would like more information. I keep skipping around.
It's so nice, though, that you put together a great slideshow so everyone can see it and hear it from us.
That fat thumb in it. And that takes us to the end of our town updates. Melissa, before I let Larry take us out, is there anything else that you want to add to the show this week?
Just a couple quick events. Looking at the town's events calendar, any folks can come on and submit an event. Community groups do it all the time. We have a Memorial Day ceremony on the calendar on next coming Monday from 11 to 12 at Pine Grove Chapel. The public is welcome to attend. This is with the American Legion Gold Star Post in 191, and they're honoring our men and women who died while serving in the U.S. military. There is a ceremony at the post afterwards with light refreshments. That's on 801 Prospect Road. And then another big event coming up before our next show is our community carnival. It is a Four County Lions Club event, and they are, I'm scrolling and it's not coming up. They are, I know it's on here. It is the first week in, there it is. It's June 6th through the 11th. And tickets are available for Ride All Night. I believe you can purchase tickets one more day before the event. but that's at the Mount Airy Carnival grounds. And it's gonna be great. I mean, it's still, I feel like we're in the midst of COVID, and it's a little scary out there still. Encouraging folks to wear masks if you can, and but still, enjoy what's available out in the community, because it's just going to be a great event, and it's exciting that we can still have these things. And I believe that's it. There's a movie night, so check out our calendar, Mount Airy Main Street. I'm sorry, MountAiryMD.gov, and they're all up there.
And one more that we forgot to mention, and I can't believe we did because it's such a cool event, is Ava's 5K. So Ava's 5K is happening June 4th. So any folks that like to run or walk or support our new inclusive playground or the Ava's T21 Foundation, please check that out. There's information on our website. And I think they also have a very active Facebook page, but that's June 4th, Ava's 5K.
And also, I think this is the last one. So Intro to Pickleball, June 22nd at Prospect Park. Folks are encouraged to come out. We've got an expert, Mark, who's leading, and we have pickleball paddles. So if you have some, bring some. If you don't, completely free, just come on out.
And I'll actually throw this in to see who listens all the way to the end of the show. But as we look at Parks and Rec as the parks manager, I'm always looking for new recreational things to add to town. And when I say recreation, I'm not saying like a new park or element. Those are great. Please let us know. But Tai Chi or yoga, are there certain things that you would like to see offered? So this year we're offering yoga in the park and pickleball in the park. And we had our basketball clinic as well during Love Your Park week. So we're just kind of putting feelers out there. If there's something that you think would be a lot of interest and would be a great class for us to host in the parks, please feel free to reach out to our team. So just throwing it out there as a creative poll. If you think of something, let us know. We'd love to hear about it.
You can call Town Hall or you can message our Facebook page.
Yep. All right. I think that's it. We've put May to bed now.
It's a long show. Thanks for watching, everybody.
Yep. Have a great week.
The town of Mount Airy awaits your visit.